Hello friends. We're going to clear the space so there'll be a loud sound. Okay, so we're looking at people. Since I watched the Bitcoin conference on TV, I saw a lot of the conversations and the talks that they had televised on the stages. And so a lot of people came to my attention. But one of the big things that they announced was that Tim Scott, who was a senator, is going to become the chair of the Senate Banking Committee in, I want to say January, I think. So next year. So in like, what, 4 months? So that's exciting. And he is a wonderful person. He seems like such a nice guy and fun. And he knows how to do things because he was in front of people as a pastor, and so he understands how to talk to people and how to appeal to their nature, when better nature maybe, when decisions need to be made. So I think he will be a good person to be in charge. So Tim Scott, how you showing up? I am a miracle. Yeah, you are. Because, wow, I watched you and I was very impressed. You are a miracle, and you can do miraculous things, which is why you're being put in that situation. Because you've already proven that you do miraculous things, and you understand miracles, and you understand magic. So, you're very comfortable in a place of authority, maybe. Okay, well, let's see what our Cosmic Oracle deck tells us. Do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. Do your thoughts need a reboot? Maybe that's why he was at the Bitcoin conference, to kind of get reboosted. To get restored. That could be. It did that for me. It allowed me to, I don't know, get recharged, re-excited about Bitcoin and the things that are happening in the Bitcoin universe, sphere, whatever. So, yeah. I'm very excited because January means he's going to hit the road in January, and there's going to be a lot of things that are going to happen. And if he's the Senate Banking Committee, wow, wow, wow. Okay, so, self-love. Yeah, that's good. You have to have self-love, otherwise you don't get anything done. Can't love anybody else unless you love yourself. So, self-love, important. Self-esteem, confidence. Alright, let's see what cards we're going to use. What cards are we going to use? Let's use these. Okay. This is the Wild Unknown deck. So, I don't use this deck a lot, but I don't know, I feel compelled to use it for Tim Scott, so I don't know what to tell you. Oh, we have to read about self-love. Pardon me. Oh, yeah, okay, 41, way at the end. What number are we at? Oh, we got a long way to go. Yeah, so funny, too. Like, he wouldn't sit down and talk. He had to stand up and walk around, which I thought was just fun and excellent. And, yeah. Okay, so, self-love. We always try to think so highly of the ones we love. We even give strangers the benefit of the doubt. But when it comes to self-love, many of us fall woefully short. To love oneself is to accept imperfection, embrace learning, and battle through the all-consuming fires of self-doubt in order to find the energetic balance inside each of us. Be aware of the small, insidious voice that perhaps repeats the negative self-assessment you had as a child. Maybe an ex-lover or a friend put a label on you that you've accepted. These self-judgments have no place in a whole, healthy relationship that is vital to have with yourself. It's only when you find your love for yourself that you can sincerely offer love to others. That was a big lesson I had to learn. Well, society kind of teaches us to dislike ourselves, especially women. And there was a lot of self-hate I had. And I think a lot of it was projected onto me one way or another. But anyway, I didn't understand why I hated myself so much. I just didn't even understand it. But, you know, it gets projected on you, and then there it is. Alright, anyway, self-love. So, Tim Scott, how are you showing up for us today with the Wild Unknown Tarot deck? Okay, so 5 of Swords. Okay, well, conflict. So I guess there's conflict, yeah, that makes sense. And the Senate Banking Committee right now is like a clusterfuck. So it doesn't surprise me that this energy is kind of coming out as strategic, yet kind of winning at all costs, like this guy's been cut in half. So he's going in there pretty much loaded for bear. He's, you know, he's ready to, you know, go in there and make changes. The challenge that he faces is, yeah, the 9 of Cups, so that's good. The 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. And the challenge is for him to achieve wish fulfillment. So that's nice. Wishes realized. So he has a lot of ideas he's going in there with. In fact, he's got a document and legislation that he's going in with that has already, you know, loaded up the rifle. Alright, and where are we coming from, Tim Scott? We're coming from the Page of Wands. So someone who is looking out and wanting to make a difference. They're motivated to make a change. That's probably why he went from a religious leader to a political leader. Although, you know, he still has God in his heart, he is leading people in a different capacity and using skills in another way. But he came from a place of godliness, and he carries that forward. It's not like he walked away from it and left it behind. He's enjoying those skills and keeping them and taking them forward. Alright, let's see. What is his goal? His goal is the sun. Wow. So that's a big goal. Well, let me give you the Page of Wands here. And then here's the sun. So, you know, enlightenment, but illumination, the warmth of the sun, the things, the good things in life that are illuminated and brightened. Alright, anyway, where are we going to? The Ace of Swords, truth. Truth in thoughts and words. Honesty, integrity. The skill set, tools. The 10 of Wands, so the burdens, but also the harvest. So the burdens, but also the harvest. So carrying the burdens, the heavy load of responsibility, but bringing it home and harvesting all the work and all the achievement we've made, all the progress that we have made. He sees himself as the chariot. The chariot. So, motivation, movement. By his will alone, he will move the Senate Banking Committee into Bitcoin and holding Bitcoin as either a strategic reserve or, the security of the country. The environment he sees himself in is, decisions, one way or another. Do we do fiat or do we do Bitcoin? But there's a lot more to it than that. They're still doing fiat, even though Bitcoin is coming on board. They're considering multiple currencies. And they can use that because, you can have the rupee and the real and there's all kinds of different currencies, and some people hold baskets of currencies because the currencies go up and down. And so it's not unusual for those people who consider themselves bankers or finance people to consider currencies as separate. So the fact that Bitcoin is a currency is not unusual, it's not strange, it's not scary. It's one of the words that they use that they're comfortable with when you're talking about banking. Okay, anyway, what are the hopes and fears? The Queen of Pentacles. So we want to be grounded. We want Bitcoin to be part of the structure of the security of the country. The fear is that, they're talking about selling the Bitcoin right now. If they sell it and we have to buy it back, it's probably going to be more costly. And, the situation right now is that the fiat is out of control. And the secure Bitcoin that we have, all of a sudden now they're talking about getting rid of it. And nobody even knew we had any, but who knows? They're just playing lots of games. They say, oh, we have this, and then they take it away and make you scared. That's kind of the games they play. Anyway, the final outcome will be the Seven of Cups. So lots of decisions being made. I hope that doesn't mean dysfunction. They can also say spoiled for choice with this card. But it's mostly, to me, about making decisions in this reading. So they need to make lots of decisions, and maybe the first decisions aren't necessarily going to be the final decisions, but it's a progression. We'll make a decision to do this, and then we'll modify it somehow, tweak it, we'll change it, and we'll make a different decision. So he starts out as kind of got to win at all costs. We've got conflict here, and we're using some sort of a strategy to get to wish fulfillment. We are motivated and coming into a fresh situation, which would be the chairmanship. And we have a lot of ideas and a lot of movement on the matter, that legislation. We have people backing us that have already come forward, so we know who our friends are and who to talk to. The sun is the illumination, but it's also like the culmination of things. It's planting seeds. It's, your time in the sun is a good time. It's a time of beneficial changes, experiences. The Ace of Swords is truth, and we're going from being motivated to bringing truth, and the truth of the situation is that Bitcoin is a good investment. It has increased far better than anything else. In fact, Michael Saylor's strategy of corporations and then countries that go on Bitcoin. He is the triple max guy who says you put everything in Bitcoin because nothing else really has value. And he's very, very extreme and strong. I don't know that Tim Scott will be able to do something like that right away, but his tools are that he's going to bring that harvest home. So if they do have a lot of fiat that they can put into Bitcoin, I believe that he's going to suggest that they do that for security purposes. If we're sitting on a stockpile of Bitcoin, this country is going to have a lot nicer ride through the rest of this than if we have none at all. And that's why they're suggesting that we would have none of all and they're going to sell it, because that's a frightening thought, because that's going to, we're the ones that are going to have to pay for that. He is motivated. He is moving forward by sheer will alone if he has to, but I think he's got friends and he's also a very persuasive guy. I think that he's making decisions and he knows how to make decisions, and you know, I don't know that it's we got to go one way or the other with this, but it's decisions nonetheless. There is a need for him to be grounded and to be able to project that Bitcoin is security and Bitcoin will allow us to have a much better experience in the years coming forward. But there's a lot of decisions to be made, and once he gets in that position, it's going to be far more demanding than he even anticipates. So we wish him luck and we support him, because we need to support him actively and passively, you know, with our hearts, but also with our actions and our words. We need to be very supportive of him and rally behind him so that his opposition has not only him to contend with, but also us. So, you know, we need to, when he makes a noise, we need to make it a big noise. We need to amplify his noise. We need to stay behind him and rally for the cause. But he's going to be in a pretty powerful position, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing, which kind of tells you it doesn't really matter who, you know, who is serving in the Oval Office, because Bitcoin's moving forward anyway. Be bold and make the first move, yeah, and he's going to have to. He's going to make a lot of first moves, and he's going to have to be very bold. But these are times that challenge men and ask them to be committed to the future that they see. Okay, so Cardinal Moon. Cardinal Moon. Be bold and make the first move. Now is the time to be bold, bossy even. Take matters into your own hands. Cardinal signs are powerful and self-starting. They're determined and great at organizing. It sounds like him. Drawing this card strongly suggests that you're going to need to be all those things to get your ideal resolution or position in the situation you're asking about. This card may challenge you on how strongly you really want it. If you're worrying about the situation, it's a suggestion to be less passive. Instead, take an assertive stance as you steer events where you want them to go. As you steer events where you want them to go. Let's see. Speak up for what you want. If you're serious about sorting things out, you may need to take the lead in some way, to step up as a leader, and he has. I am taking charge of my destiny. Be bold and follow your heart and your emotions. Avoid recklessness or moving too fast. Come into your power. The time for action is now. Ask Ganesha, the Hindu elephant god, for help. In astrology, there are 3 quadruplicities, cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Remember, we all have all 12 signs in our chart for different parts of our lives. It's just the way the astrological wheel works. These are the signs that like to get things started and which are natural leaders. No matter when you draw this card, it's a sign that something new is starting and you quite possibly need to take the lead on it. How appropriate. God, you know, you can't even. That's, these moon cards are very, very, very accurate. I think because they're based in astrology, and astrology is incredibly accurate. So, there you go. But yeah, I think he needs to be bold and step up, and I think he's going to do that. It seems like he's starting out that way, of being bold and stepping up. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting energy here. Major Arcana, the Sun. So yeah, and the Chariot. So definitely the man for the job. Well, let's see what kind of animal is going to appear. And this is the complimentary Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Okay, oh, the peacock. Nice. Very nice. And I think that's true. He does. He radiates from within. He has a personality that just is magnetic. Quite the guy. Alright, let's find our peacock here. And I want to say peacock is not air, it's fire. Where's our fire? Oh, maybe it is air. I don't know. Let's see. Peacock, inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. The beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage, but the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward infinitely. That sounds a lot like Tim Scott when he's on stage. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life, so it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. Confident and kind. Yeah, well, when you're a religious leader, you study a lot and you have to go through some stuff and you do a lot of self-reflection and you learn a lot about humanity and you learn a lot about compassion and other things. So, and then you work with people all the time. Every week, every day. So that's reflective of this peacock energy that Tim Scott is clearly radiating. Tim, I wish Senator Scott, I wish you so much luck in your position. You're going to need it, but I think you've already got it. And there are so many people who will support you. You have a nice, strong group to help you achieve your goals, which I believe you will achieve. Anyway, I look forward to you changing your designation in the Senate and becoming a leader, a strong leader, and I believe you're going to help Bitcoin movement, and by way of helping Bitcoin movement, you're going to help all of us. So as a Bitcoiner to a Bitcoiner, thanks for what you're doing, because it's going to be really important for a lot of people, and I appreciate all the work that you've done on yourself, but you're going to do amazing, amazing things, and you're going to go down in history for it, because as a part of the government, you're, you're on, everybody's focused on you, everybody's looking at you. You're the sun. Okay. Well, again, I wish you the best of luck, and thanks for all that you do. So, if you will, my 53 subscribers and anyone else, I welcome along. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.